Hello there, it's me, Egil Thorsson again. Welcome to Rune Chat. Today I'm going to speak about the rune Feoh. However, let me tell you from the very outset, once you learn the runes you're not going to be magical. You're not going to be Gandalf the Grey or Merlin. You're just going to be who you are. All you are is a microphone, as it were, from the gods imparting knowledge. And as long as you remember that and you don't start thinking of yourself as, like I say, some fantastic magical being, you'll be alright. Now, before we get to the rune, how do we cast? Well, as I said earlier, you need a white cloth. Make sure it's clear. You don't want fancy symbols or anything, just a white cloth. All your runes are placed face down. Now, depending on whether you're left or right handed, I'm left handed, use the hand that you use to write with, and if you swirl them in a clockwise it says what will I get, and if it's anti-clockwise what will I lose. So if you remember that. Okay, we've got the cloth, we've done the runes and what they're made of. So the rune Feoh. This is associated with the god Frey, god of the forest, and his totems are of course the wild boar and the horse. The runes themselves, all of them, are pictures, stylized pictures of objects, and Feoh is no exception. Feoh is actually the representation of a cow in a byre, and there's his horns sticking out. We're dealing around the 6th century. This is the Elder Futhark. So money is not a common thing, and its objects, cattle especially, are wealth. The more cattle you have, the wealthier you are. But bear in mind also, it symbolises the fact that there were cattle raids in between tribes and farms. So not only is it wealth, but it's wealth that could easily be gained and easily lost. So there you go. Hang on, I just had some stones thrown at me. I don't know if you could pick it up. Rune Feoh. But Bragi's going to put a picture up on there anyway. So wealth. And it's a very conspicuous sign of wealth, but like I say, it can lead to problems in as much as your neighbour sees you got all those cattle and thinks, I'm having those, and off they go. The rune rows, or Futharks, they're called the Futhark because the first few letters, Fi, Thorn, Answer, Rad and Ken, spell Futhark. It seems that the ancients wrote that out all the time when they were doing this. The runes themselves are not just magical. Certain people use runes to write this. It looks like tent pegs, and they are called cargo pegs, and they've got the name of the person who owns it. They also found curses, and they find them in the most extraordinary places, and that's because the spell is stronger if hidden. Whether you believe that or not is entirely up to you. I'm not here to influence you either way. And we have these. These are called rimstocks or rune sticks. And they can have spells, they can have names, they can have curses. Or it's just somebody writing something there. This actually looks like the Younger Futhark to me, which we will deal with at a later date. But let's stick with Feoh. When you cast the runes, it's down to your intuition. The more you use them, the better your insight. And stick to a ritual. That way you do it subconsciously, and that clicks in to your subconscious mind, and you're able to interpret things so much more easily. I'll be honest with you, there's some days you can't predict anything. You know, it's just forget it. Other days you just can't miss, and that's the way of the runecaster. it's not, most of you I know will use it. Will I go out with this woman or that woman? Maybe you will, I don't know. But if you're asking who's going to win the Grand National, the horse who comes first past the post. It's not a lottery winning thing, forget it. That's not what rune casting's about. Poor old Bragi's stamping his foot back there. But it's something that should be treated with respect. The runes have come down over the years and things change, it's like most things. We live in a different society, so meanings can be adjusted, but it still signifies wealth. I have heard it said that it can also, fee can also mean news from a fair-haired stranger. Well, I haven't found that applies personally, but I have found that using the runes is part of my religion, but I have found it most interesting. And the thing you've got to remember, like the oracle at Delphi says, know thyself. Because look at it this way, people come to you for help, you're the last line. If you are screwed up in the brain, how can you hope to be of any use to anybody else? You should also explain that you're not a psychiatrist, you're not a doctor, it's merely an opinion gleaned from the runes. They are free to accept it or not. But you are not qualified to, unless you are obviously a psychiatrist or a doctor, but that would be a rare occurrence if it is, but it's only your opinion gleaned from the runes. Make that very, very clear. I've had some, I cannot talk about exact cases because it's a trust given to me. I can say that I have out there met some very wounded people in the time, and what you must do is have a bit of a space between you and the problem. If you think of your psyche as a piece of blotting paper and everyone's problem is a blot, and you start absorbing that, you come out with all kinds of stuff that it's not, you take on many people's problems. That's what you've got to avoid, because that way madness lies. So have a bit of a space. I'm not saying don't have any empathy with the people that you're dealing with, but maintain a professional space, like a doctor. If you think of a doctor, the things the doctor sees on a daily basis must be heartbreaking, but they have to maintain that professional space, and that's what you've got to do. And sometimes it's very hard. So anyway, that's the rune Feoh, associated with the Lord Frey, god of the forest, and a very, very useful rune. As I say, well, all the runes are useful, they all have a use, otherwise they wouldn't be around. Hello there, it's me, Egil. Now, before we start, I can hear you saying, why has he got a red top on and not a blue one? That's because I've changed it. It's been a bit of time, and we thought it would be fairer to do reverse and upright at the same time instead of making you wait 26 weeks. Make of it as you will. So, as I said in my previous DVD, runes are upright, that means the right way up, or reversed, upside down. And today we're going to look at Feoh reversed. Remember, last time I said that Feoh is bringing of wealth, it's a symbol of wealth, the obtaining of wealth which is easily lost. So, reverse can mean financial loss, but it's not a permanent loss. It can be retrieved, as it's easily lost, but it can be won back again. So there we have the reverse of Feoh. These are only very brief thumb sketches before we carry on much further. It's to give you a taste of it. There are plenty of books out there. I'm not going to recommend a book because each book is different for every person. What I think is a good rune book, you may think is pants. Whereas if you look at one, I wouldn't recommend it. It's down to your intuition. Another thing runecasters need to do is to keep charged up. These are becoming part of you. So keep them in your pocket during the day, and at night time just put them under your pillow, and your energy is absorbed into them. It makes life a lot easier, trust me. So there we have Feoh reversed. It is very brief, and it's brief for a reason, because I've given you the skeleton and allow you to build upon it. So happy casting. If you wish to leave us comments, #runes, or you can leave it in the normal way. So until we meet again, keep casting. Bye now.